told YouTube to give me the notification. It didn't give me the notification. Maybe the notification was for when I actually started streaming and not like, 6.
Hot. The lamp is
So
hot.
I guess I won't do that again. But we're not like late or anything. We're just, if anything, we're 1 minute late. Back to Ace Attorney. Let's go to the game time, baby. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said.
No, that's definitely worse.
It was fine before.
No, it wasn't. It was washing me out.
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know.
Maybe I should turn the light on also.
I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Oh yeah, that's better. You gonna...
Oh, sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me.
Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
Doesn't sound good. What do you mean, what happened to you?
It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall.
That's not you.
When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence.
Was it you? What did you have to do with those killings, Emma?
On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me.
What? He tried to kill you?
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me.
So that means you...
Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial.
I didn't see that one coming.
Wow, it said in the thing witness, but I didn't know you were actually a witness. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office.
Joe Dark.
It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up.
Jake Marshall's brother.
Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then,
What happened?
I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now.
A permanent picture. What did you see in the instant that that crime occurred?
Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife.
Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl.
I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms.
Poor Emma. You've been through so much.
I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just couldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good.
2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable.
So they bring it up multiple times. She's 16 now. She's 16 now. Once it was all over, I made up my mind.
She is 16 this year.
She's 16 this year. How old is she now?
The profile says 16.
Yeah, so she's 16, but she's 16 this year. She turned 16 this year, so is she 15 now? Or
That's
is she
what
16
one piece
now?
of dialogue implies.
Yeah. She's 16. Like me. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific
Why are
investigator.
you so young? I'm 18 already.
I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any.
Oh, good. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. I think I finally... There's still something that bothers me about that crime. It was, bad.
I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that?
No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime.
Oh, it happens. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence?
Bogus evidence. The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it.
Edgeworth?
Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence.
After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today.
She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma.
Something puzzling.
There's something that's puzzling me, Emma.
What is it?
You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right?
That's right.
Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor?
Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day.
Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police?
Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office.
But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office?
Because the detective offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator.
Across from the elevator? An elevator? Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she?
No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force.
What? That's news to me.
After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor.
Alright. Lana used to be a detective? Strange career path. I'd better have another talk with her. Why were you a detective?
Why were you a detective?
What were you doing, being a detective?
February 24th, detention center visiting room. Oh. Lana. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble.
I didn't do anything. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type.
Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks.
Okay.
I just don't care.
Lana, Emma told me about you.
Oh?
Yeah, how you falsify evidence. How you were a detective 2 years ago. I know the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office.
That's right.
Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about that unusual change of jobs?
I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright.
A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago.
Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be.
It's still evidence.
At trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul.
Well, trauma aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department.
Tell me it's not true, Lana, what the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand! Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me.
I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so faced before.
It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Chief Gant?
He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be.
Him?
They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed.
Wow, you really idolize her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened?
I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience in investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office.
Maybe you should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago.
Please don't. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark.
Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right?
Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations.
They even had the same office.
We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho.
Officer Marshall told us it was his case.
She said it several times. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder
If you
took
didn't have
place.
evidence, how do you know it was him?
We didn't have like solid evidence. We needed decisive
I
evidence.
see. When he tried to murder Emma.
Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me.
Now you tell us.
Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that
So why
day.
did he try to kill Emma?
The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me.
So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana.
It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood.
3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, and Emma, who had passed out.
And the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious.
What did he do?
To be honest, I panicked. I feel like when you're knocked out, that's a major concussion.
For like a period of time more than maybe a few seconds. But
Yeah.
even then.
I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her.
Can't blame her. After all, her sister must have gone through. Oh, fuck. After all, her sister must have gone through.
Gone through where? After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest.
Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident.
That's right. Quite a coincidence,
I don't buy it.
What are you saying?
There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance.
But that case was solved 2 years ago.
At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved.
Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories.
That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right?
Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The chief's office.
Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder.
Would that be criminal affairs?
Yes.
February 24, Police Station Criminal Affairs Department.
I don't see Detective Gumshoe.
Things seem kind of quiet around here today.
You're right. Chief of Detective seems the same, though.
Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to?
Okay. We can come back here later.
Well, I guess, yeah, we can't go...
Here's the police department entrance.
February 24th, Police Department entrance. Howdy, Bambina.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, Mr. Marshall.
You're not under arrest?
I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Quite. Que sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy?
Must be his pet cactus.
Say,
Say, where are you headed?
Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back.
Coming back? You mean, like,
I'll
keeping your job?
Get
or...
arrested.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But, Mr. Marshall, why did you do
He explained that.
Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one.
Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened?
Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so.
What do you mean, fishy?
Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we
Is
found.
the evidence fish?
For example, the murder weapon.
The murder weapon? You mean a fish? That switchblade knife with the broken tip?
That was Joe Dark's, alright. But
Did he use it?
in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained.
What does that mean?
It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased.
The facts have been concealed with forged evidence?
That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SO9 incident left behind. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room.
What about Detective Goodman?
If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough to not be too obvious.
They?
Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana
After the case
transferred.
ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective.
Now that you mentioned it, Emma said something like that too.
Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out.
Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago.
I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day.
The highest honor? You mean the...
King of prosecutors.
I knew it.
What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor.
Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother.
The day the SO9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right.
It was the day of the evidence transferal.
Interesting.
It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I
I
can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die.
Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty.
So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner?
It was certainly enlightening.
There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Bye. Where are we going?
February 24th. Prosecutor's office underground parking lot. No one's here today! Not even the star.
Everyone's probably busy looking into exactly what went down in the evidence room.
There's a red spot on my hand from where it's touching the. I'm resting it on.
You've been doing this for 4 hours yesterday and today.
That must be where the detectives are.
I need like a little rest for my little hand.
Report today on the day of the crime. No one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m.
Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case.
And instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty somehow.
Hang in there, Lana.
I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Because of the 3-day trial.
It actually hurts. I'll try using this hand. Oh god.
If you want, you can give it to me at some point.
We don't need to see the news. Nah, it's fine. I'll just do it kind of like this. So that the part is resting out the side of the... No. Okay, let's go. Edgeworth!
Edgeworth!
February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here.
Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee.
Probably.
Took a real beating in court today.
Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago.
I guess I'll just have to come back later.
All right, then.
Well, does that mean we're going to the place we were before? No, Oh, it's not here. Go here and see if we can go there.
Where are we going?
Criminal Affairs.
Aha! February 24th, Police Station Criminal Affairs Department.
This place always is pretty empty, but today it's deserted.
That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes.
Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room.
The conference room? Thanks. Oh, he actually talked to us.
With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial.
What to do about Edgeworth?
There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together.
What do you mean, what to do to Edgeworth?
What to do to Edgeworth? Well, I'm not involved in the inquiry or whatever, so I don't know what we're gonna do to Edgeworth.
Sir? We'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office.
Just use the connection all the way to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor.
Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there?
Question it, come on.
I mean, we aren't police officers or
say
anything.
that.
Hey, you're right! You can't go in there! It's off limits!
Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office.
Wait, he said we couldn't.
Yeah, but like it's not locked or anything. He was joking. We'll say he thought he was joking.
What do you mean we'll say we thought he was joking?
I thought he was joking.
Whoa, where am I?
In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door.
I think I died. It's on Viborg. Sorry, check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it?
Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten.
You took organ lessons.
They used to
in
call me
kindergarten.
Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes.
What?
I never could remember where C was.
Hmm? Oh, it's you two. I'm playing the organ over here. And she just played it over his shoulder, like, oh, it's you. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, Rido, have you been swimming lately?
You ask me that every time we talk.
That's what I ask
it's only
everyone.
been 2 days since we met. I've been kind of busy.
I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement.
Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence?
2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there?
Uh-huh. It's big. Is that you?
That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me.
This is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
We took it to commemorate our work together.
I guess I see the resemblance. But something's not right with this picture. I quite seem to put my finger on it, though.
What's up with that jar? What's up with that jar?
There's a couple odd things.
All the trophies different.
And then there's a big sword. Oh, that's over there. Okay.
Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together.
Oh, this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it?
We were,
That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore.
I was saying we'd still like to have a look around.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend.
Alright. Let's go.
Get out.
Looks like we aren't welcome.
It seems this case isn't over with yet, after all.
What do you mean?
Chief Gant denied a request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there.
You mean like a clue?
There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Oh, my foot is stuck.
You're stuck!
I did.
Yay!
Well, now maybe we go back to Edgeworth. Maybe he's there now.
Eggy!
Nope.
Nope. Did you go back to the police department? No?
Ah.
Okay.
February 24th, Police Station Criminal Affairs Department.
Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe! Aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? Just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
From sitting so long?
What? No.
My hand hurts from holding this mouse for so long.
Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth?
No.
Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court.
He's way outnumbered.
Sounds serious.
Is it because of what my sister said?
That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood.
Yikes.
Edgeworth's crisis. Why would Edgeworth get blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court.
Just like you would be if you presented forged evidence.
Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this,
Are there really so many people who hate him?
in our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies.
I did keep up the good work.
Oh yes, sir. Let's go
Let's go have lunch and get some tamatre.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Papa, you gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick?
Yes, sir.
Stinky boy.
Seems you don't have any problems with enemies.
Stinky boy. Stinky,
They're
stinky.
calling me Stinky Boy. Careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I
fragile.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
I
haven't
guess
thought
this
about that in a while.
wall is where I will
Wait, I
dwell.
took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems gently concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall who was trying to protect some girl?
That was me. Me.
I don't know why that girl was hanging out in the police station. Probably it was her fault. Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl.
This is my favorite part of this case, is everyone talking shit about each other. And right in front of each other and not realizing it.
That's when he let the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon? Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? You remember all those papers I gave you and the plywood? I sold that for part of the Blue Badger to give you extra power in court. Okay. His powers of recollection never fail to impress.
Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory.
Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
A businessman. What made him take to serial killing?
One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car? So, it was an accident?
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by just then, a jogger came on the scene, was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence.
Did he really?
So he turned himself in. I mean, he...
You didn't take Emma
I guess.
hostage. But
In the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing the last witness wasn't killed.
I'm pretty happy about that too.
Last witness? Oh, Emma.
I'd rather not be killed.
Me neither, I don't want to die.
something about the Moida weapon.
Moida weapon? About this, the Moida weapon. Oh, hey, is that... There's a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it, and it has blood on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. Sorry, I had to keep going up. What are you doing with that? Where the fuck do you get that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker.
Why you have it? Do you
And was
kill
found
him?
in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. It's
Mr. Wright.
evidence!
Mr. Wright, what the fuck? That's it! Now I remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again.
Okay.
Quick, quick, just keep that thought.
The sniper was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? Oh, I forgot that. That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too.
But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Yeah, well anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found.
Just a second. I'm just curious about something. Okay. The bottom of it also has this blood on it. Because in this image, it looks like the cut off bit there doesn't have blood on it.
That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. That's a weird way to say that, Detective. So I'm deep inside this thing. They had to put their big fingies in it to get it out. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive. Stabbed in the back, died from a punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound.
Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gann. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? Here it goes.
It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered.
The chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around it, if that's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door.
What? Really?
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust?
It's a serious crime, pal. Simply put, I'd be canned. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's.
That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died.
That's a lot of duh.
Duh.
Okay.
So in other words, Gumshoe's our only chance of getting into that office.
I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind.
Edgeworth has an ID card, right?
Let's go get an ID card from
Hey,
A.
Edgeworth,
Edward.
give me your ID card.
Edward.
Don't ask why.
Edward.
Edgeworth.
February 24th, I prosecute this office around 12:02.
I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet.
There he is! It looks like he's writing something.
Is it permission to...
What are you doing here?
He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh?
I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. Well, that's another allegation to me.
Well, this one is true.
Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you.
That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings.
So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day.
Oh, come on. Why are you so mean to me?
There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact.
But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified.
The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge.
That sounds like a lot of words just to say, I don't care, I blame myself anyway.
The fact remains that the same, no matter what excuses I might have.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I take pride in my work. So tell me why? Why has it all come to this?
Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow?
First last year's trial, and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial.
Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this.
What do you mean?
The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long.
It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd.
After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time.
Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time.
That picture. Something else seems strange about it. Can you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in the ceremony over at the station, right?
I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one.
Because you were awarded this?
Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony.
You could. They'd
It
just
would
mad
be,
at you.
yeah. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department.
You finished up at the office?
Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back.
Take something back?
This.
Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he?
Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office.
That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to?
That's right.
This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office.
Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me.
Yes?
The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours.
Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now.
Remember what?
That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design.
A story?
Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us?
It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story?
Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake?
Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon.
Wait a minute. Objection! Those claims contradict each other.
Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize...
Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this.
The trophy?
Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today.
That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield?
You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished.
Yeah.
Chief Gant's looking pretty
Okay, I'm
sussy.
gonna use the bathroom.
Okay.
You can keep going.
Alright, my back. My computer posture is really bad. Especially when I'm pulled out this far back from the monitor. Kind of have to lean forward a little to get my hand over there.
How you doing? No one's here.
No one's here. Not even like a pet or 2. Alright. Well, I'm gonna wait for Mari. The next part's really important. I guess we'll just do. If I keep doing this, this is gonna come off. It's very poorly sewn.
But look at his little tie, his little bow tie, his little bracelet. It's really badly lit here, but his little bracelet. My special boy. I forgot all about this until I found it in my closet while looking for these glasses. I also forgot about my Pride Kiwi plush, my Queer Kiwi. For makeshift. It has a little official makeshift product sticker on it, on the tag I never removed. Well, this is a cute little kiwi. My sweet little friend. Really, these bangs should be further back. Like, I should have started them further back and made the rest of it part of the bang, part of like the front bangs, and then these side pieces should have been further back. But whatever, you know. You're lucky I even got this. I even got it this good, really, because I'm bad at doing things correctly. I'm definitely bad at hair. I don't do hair good. Hair hard to do. And I couldn't even like, you know, I can't like haircut it because it won't grow back because it's a wig, and I want to use this wig for other things, so I don't really want to alter it that much. Because this wig could work for like several characters. It could work for Mia, Lana, Emma. Those are the three. Let's see if there's anyone else. I have a little, I've been making these little Danganronpa style pixel arts of different characters. So I have like all the characters. Viola's hair is too dark. It's too dark for this wig. It's a very dark brown. We have all of them in this little list here. Could maybe do Pearl? Maybe Pearl? This is you look at it's Pearl. Maybe Jake Marshall, but again, his hair is too dark for this. No, I have all of the characters in the original trilogy done, except for 3 of them, who I decided not to include because I don't like them. Well, I don't like some of these characters generally, but oh, I could do Penny Nichols. Penny Nichols could work with this hair. I mean, the only ones that I'm really gonna do, the only one that I was gonna do is Mia. And that's been put on hold. Desiree, yeah, Desiree's more of like a blonde. Matt on Guard's hair is too short, yeah. My special boy Richard Wellington. Does anyone else love Richard Wellington as much as I do? I just love how he looks. His design is very good to me. I like it a lot. I especially like his eyes. I think his eyes are very cute. He's my special boy. And I'm going to try and cosplay as him. No promises, because I'm terrible with deadlines, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better at deadlines. I decided to not continue without you because the next part is really important.
Yeah, okay. So, sorry, what do you want for,
Oh, for dinner?
Yeah. So, one sec. Turn the mic off for a sec.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Hello. Eagle's gonna go figure out what they want for dinner. I'm just gonna... Have they... Did they, like, present everything to Edgeworth already? Because I'm going to do that. Yeah, we already talked about everything, so I'm just gonna present everything to you. Take this. I once dreamed of being a defense attorney, a long time ago. That's a bad voice. You want to be a defense attorney? Yet a clear path is laid out before me. I have no time to look back on what might have been. Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea, just tell me about the case. No! Wouldn't hurt if you put this up somewhere, like on a shelf. That has no meaning for me anymore. What do you mean, anymore? That's why I was last year. What good is it to dwell on the past? He's asking me? Why can't he just accept it graciously? Actually, something's been troubling me about this shield. Is this what we were supposed to do? You notice anything different? Different? Don't you remember the other shield in the court record? Guess I'd better present the other shield. Your knife. Your parking stub. The blue matcher.
I'm back.
Okay.
I'm hungry. I would like dinner to happen.
It's almost 7.
Alright, examine.
What's this?
What's that? I wonder what he was writing before.
Oh, come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look.
Are you crazy? Edgeworth is standing right there.
Just distract him. I'll check it out.
No. Hey, Edgeworth. Oh, we haven't put it back on the visual.
Oh my goodness.
Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground.
Hold on. First let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet.
Wait, don't do that. He didn't even look.
What letter?
If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation.
Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean...
I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died.
But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault.
I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either.
Uh-oh. I think he's serious.
Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something.
This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything?
Blackmail Gumshoe.
Aw.
Just fucking leave my office. Stop making that face, you stupid man.
That made me sad.
Excuse me? Yes, okay. It's me. Would either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef?
Oh God, no! No, thank you.
You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago.
Did I do? I think Lana did that.
Fuck you.
But everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence.
Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness?
Well, that doesn't mean that it's not related.
No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw.
Okay.
Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten.
So it's roast, I guess. So it's not raw. It all dates back to 2 years ago. When the cow was first slaughtered. They started to make it.
Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget.
You'll soon not forget.
We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. What are you doing?
You're alive.
Oh.
Sorry. Anyway, sorry, tell me about how
Those
it was
days were
steamy.
steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. Must have been going through hell.
Well, yeah, after his brother died,
Yeah.
probably.
They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate.
Her.
Lana Skye. My sister. The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation, with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal.
What does that mean?
You know that theory of magnetism with like people, where the energy
Like
you
law
put
of
out into the
attraction?
world, it comes back to you. It's actually just magic. I heard it from my financial
Boyfriend?
advisor boyfriend. He was like, just act like you want money and it'll come to you. By that I mean his ability to attract evidence.
To attract evidence.
He
What the
acted
fuck
like he
does that
wanted
mean?
the evidence and it came to him. So if you aren't getting what you want, it's just because you're not trying hard enough to want it. You don't want it enough.
That doesn't make sense, Miss Star.
He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases
What do
he
you mean
had.
he'd produce it? It secreted
Found
from his
it.
paws. Incredible evidence.
Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then.
Well, it sounds like he's
No one
never-
dared confront him though.
Oh, why? Because he's such a big rich power man? I think she's talking about forged evidence.
Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
Alright. This is probably not that important, I'll just do it myself.
That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
You mean with the forging of the evidence?
Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. That items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most even without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter.
Like in a game of chess?
Yeah.
Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she?
Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence.
Why is that in quotes? He is that.
Well, he wasn't the chief back then. Well, he
What?
was, I guess, when she became a prosecutor.
Okay, whatever.
Chief. That's right.
Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office.
I like it when you swish your bangs around. Anyway, sorry, that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's
Oh,
office.
that's fucked up.
That must have been his goal all along.
But how could he control Lana?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change.
At last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Star.
I feel like Angel's design. This is the design of every woman in the Edgeworth in the investigation manga.
Oh.
Every woman looks like this. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been.
You're not a chef.
Fuck
I guess
you.
that's what you mean.
Yeah. No, and then they all look like this, and then they're all like, Edgeworth!
He's so attractive.
Oh my god! Do I really?
I mean,
Fuck, I don't
I'm
remember
not
the
gonna
line.
disagree with that. Me Phoenix.
Do I really attract such frothing desire from the female masses?
February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
Oh, you're back! You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Jesus. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ.
You're a DJ as well?
If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey.
Oh, that DJ.
Yeah. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. And be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. We know that, Phoenix. I have to look in there.
There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind.
Maybe. We...
Blackmail him.
Android?
Very.
Mill.
Mill.
Due to recent events, I hereby announce my resignation as public prosecutor.
He really wrote a resignation letter.
Wow, even when resigning, Mr. Edgeworth is cool and concise. Still, it wasn't his fault.
Someone has to be held responsible. That's how it is in the grown-up world.
Yeah, but that responsibility means nothing if he just quits.
Well, not everyone sees it that way.
To truly take responsibility, you should have to work the rest of your life for no pay.
Okay, I don't know about that. Maybe, actually, you know, if he did a fucked up thing in his job, maybe he should lose his job.
Yeah, that's how it works. If you abuse your
Especially
position
if you're-
of power,
yeah.
you should not have it anymore.
What's this crumpled up piece of paper? Why are you making fun of me?
What?
Calling me a crumpled up piece of paper? No way, Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Well, you gotta help him, Mr. Wright. You gotta help him.
Oh no, gosh! Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible.
When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us
He opened
detectives to
up
provide
to
him
you.
with sound evidence. But we betrayed him.
Detective.
Listen, I made up my mind.
But
Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out,
Now we're turning the tables on him.
found out. Oh,
they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report.
don't you know? Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? You're gonna die? No, please let me do this for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Gotta help him, please.
All right, detective.
Thank you.
Gumshoe's ID. I'm sorry, Gumshoe's ID.
We're going to the chief's office. Shh, don't tell anyone. Shh, don't be
suspicious. Here goes, Mr. Wright.
Alright. Oh, it's that organ again. Ha ha ha. Oh, don't play the organ though.
We're
Here.
in. If anyone finds us now.
Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Oh!
Sorry, I thought you were a
Stop
ghost.
thinking me a ghost.
I thought you were a Gant.
I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe!
It took you a second to
What are you doing
realize.
sneaking up on us like that? You're Gant-sized. I wasn't sneaking, I was just worried something might go wrong.
Now we're being very loud.
So I came too. You're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Whoops, I broke it. Don't do that to my card! You fucking asshole. Why are you an asshole? Sorry. Oddly, I'll get a
God,
chance
my
to
back.
come in here. Get a pillow. I'll get you a pillow.
Okay. Exactly right there.
Figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out.
Not working very well, but whatever.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, there's a safe. Can we get
This
in
is
there?
a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so.
It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it.
Oh, my voice is getting tired. Can you do Phoenix?
Okay.
Can you do Phoenix?
Oh. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. 7.
Do you know what it is?
Shut up.
I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday? It's,
Would that fit in 7 digits?
I have a long
I have a
birthday.
better idea. Here goes nothing. Do we still have the fingerprinting powder?
No.
We
just have
can't
to
do
guess.
it. Okay. Because if we had the fingerprinting powder, I think we would be able to figure it out pretty easily. This is what we do in Apolojustice, is you have to fingerprint it and then see.
That looks like
What it
more
is.
than 7 sevens, but I think I'm wrong.
Yeah, numbers are hard.
Bingo!
What number did you enter?
Whose birthday was that, pal? I don't know why I'm gumshoe now.
7777777. The final ID card number on that record.
What?
The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered that room that day. You mean 7777777? That ID number?
I think you're 1 7 shy this time.
That doesn't matter.
This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, anyone care to look inside?
Oops, we're not leaving
We're
now.
moving into the safe.
Crawl in there.
The money in there? How much does he have stashed away?
Look, it's a...
A shot from a broken cup? It somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before?
There's something else in here too.
What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth.
This is a handprint, isn't it?
Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, it was just a thought.
Is that it? Is that all that was in the safe?
Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident?
Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective.
Well, should we look at other stuff first? Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic.
Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case?
That's right. One of the shards had SL9 incident sticker on it. Does this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe?
Yes, that one. That was in the safe.
Oh! Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. We'll see if it fits.
Assemble fragments.
Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do.
Mr. Wright, here's some glue.
If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Where does it go? Oh, I have to read. It's how, I guess. Combine. It's a weird fucking jar. There. It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident.
But
Hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others.
Just making sure I don't know why it was. I can see we're streaming. I can see we're streaming right there. Why am I so paranoid about this? Well, we fucking. Never mind.
there's a reddish line on it.
A reddish line? That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? Okay. Should we look at anything else in here first?
Yeah, let's look around. What's this?
This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons. Sure is, pal. The Chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. You know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room?
What? You mean we're paying for this?
I know, right?
That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes.
You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh, be careful of what you say. Who knows? The Chief might be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there.
Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out.
Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be.
Telephone. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
Speaking of that, when we were here earlier,
Oh, it's you two.
Chief Gant, he put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though.
Hey, look at the case name.
Oh? It's SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they are twice as long? That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. Half-size list of evidence.
The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long.
What would the other half of the list be doing here?
I knew it! The Chief must be hiding something about that case.
It would appear so.
Evidence list added to the court record.
Slide to
Look
the
at
left.
Organ.
Oh, we can
Arg.
look at it again.
The Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from Colonel Bear's department. It's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 5th. God!
Of an entirely different building!
Okay, you can't have that many floors, guys. Wow.
You know, sometimes if there's like a bunch of like wind and you're on a high floor of a building, you can feel the building swaying.
Yeah, I don't like that.
They have to be flexible so they don't fall over during a storm.
Well, that makes sense. When the detective screws up, the Chief calls them to his office and makes them listen to the organ for hours.
What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul.
After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally.
But if Gant's there all day, how can he hear anything? Yeah, aren't the chief's ears affected?
They never listen to anyone anyway. It's beside the point.
Let's look at this picture. The one we have. We already looked at it earlier. This was taken on that day 2 years ago.
The day Joe Jark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then went along with Chief Gant to question Doc. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later.
Yup.
Gee, you think? This was Lana's desk. Sure is tidy.
Alana's always been a meticulous cleaner.
There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff of legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime? Looks like she took all her stuff except for like some plates and a picture and a couple vases and the computers and stuff. The shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf.
Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park.
That's when you guys went to that theme park? That looked like a flower. I guess you took a picture of a flower while you were there.
Look at the giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump out. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Since making a detective, I always dreamed about doing something like that.
Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams.
I do. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired.
Don't say that!
Okay.
If I get fired, it's your fucking fault, man.
You should jump out that window if I get
I'll
fired.
push you out that window. I think present the fingerprinting powder, because there was a handprint. I don't think it's all out of my system now.
Don't be so negative, Detective. What we do want you to share your information now.
Oh, I have the information.
Got to stay positive.
Okay.
Fingerprint powder.
You want to get some fingerprints on your nose there?
On my nose.
It's a little boo-boo.
Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints?
That's a great idea, Detective.
Alright, got it down. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints.
It's not your fingerprints we want to take.
Oh? Oh. Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh! I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor?
Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth, then once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away.
What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told 1,000,000 times. Alright, let's get this over with. Oh yeah. What is it? Enter.
E.
Wait, E. I give it my best shot.
That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
It doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from this print.
Let's try a different finger then.
That one looks pretty clear.
Yeah. Sorry, I have a hiccup.
Me. Yes, Marshall. Bruce Goodman, that's not right. Gumshoe. Lana, close. But
Emma.
What is this? Oh,
Emma Skye.
I'm so shocked. Emma Skye. What are your fingerprints doing in the chief? You've been sneaking around in the chief's safe.
No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here?
Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they?
Uh-huh. Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints.
Hey, you! Over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe?
Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now.
Here, maybe you should hold on to this.
Folded and added to the court record.
Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
We found this inside the drawer. List of evidence from the SL9 incident.
Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of that list.
Do we need to show that to Gumshoe or something?
Let's look at it. Here is a list.
Whoa. What is that?
What's this? It's a sketch.
I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here.
What is it? Oh, did you find something?
I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh, it's nothing.
Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright?
Do not forget about this picture. Show it to Gummy.
What do you think? That's what the chief was reading before, isn't it? You know, when we first came in here?
Yeah, it looks like the right side of the form's been torn off.
So Mr. Edgeworth's list really was only half of the whole thing.
Something else is bugging me more than that. Take a look at the back of that form, pal. I just did. Wait, oh my god. Oh my god. Whoa!
What is it? Did you find something?
Oh no, it's nothing.
What was Gumshoe talking about?
Do we have to talk to Gumshoe?
Gumshoe.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
let's talk about the chief.
That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's?
Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana on that day 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. It's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, it was pretty intoxicated at the time. Oh no. I see.
Well, you guys better watch out, or you might end up like Neil Marshall with the. Gustav,
Do you remember that, Edgy?
you remember that?
Worthy?
You remember he died? When he was Joe Dark. He was the prosecutor on that case before you. You know, if you guys had been like in different positions, that could have been you, Worthy. Oh, you better watch out. You all better watch out.
So, ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk?
No, except Chief Gant. And the cleaner lady was in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Let's talk about Chief Gant. That's an interesting story you just told.
Yeah.
Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes? I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it?
Why do you ask?
You don't think... nah. You wouldn't be... No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more.
Hey, hold on! Not so fast, buddy!
What is it?
When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that.
Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering
You
you?
don't need to sass me like that. You don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him?
I think he's a really weird guy. You know, what do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Well, was I any help? Of course! Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Not thanks to my ID
That's
card?
not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you and the coat?
Chief Gant! You're under arrest, little girl.
Yeah.
Didn't think you'd be back so soon.
Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking into my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective.
Do you mean with me, sir?
Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Oh, you in the coat?
With me, sir?
Drop off your ID on the way out.
It's all crumpled up
You
now
won't be needing
anyways.
it anymore.
But sir,
Now get out.
yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then.
Wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
Me, sir?
I'd like a word with you.
Sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet.
You with the spiky hair. You're free to go.
Mr. Wright.
Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've
Is
told
she
you 1,000
okay?
times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you?
I need to arrest her for the slap.
I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew I'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office.
That moment is harrowing, though. What the fuck? Why is he gonna talk to her? Why does he not want an adult present to talk to her?
I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. Well, why does she get so eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over again with the chief.
Yeah, please go back and check on Emma.
Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day.
February 24th, Detention Center Visitors Room.
I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning.
It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here.
But I've already told you all I can.
What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing.
Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning.
I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman.
You know, I think I've finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words.
Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right.
Edgeworth?
Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe.
Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. Except for, you know, the testimony of whatever. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual.
What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person?
Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence.
For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name?
Well, Miss Skye,
Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place.
I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans.
My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective.
Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes?
His crimes.
Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence.
Of course, these are serious offenses.
Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned?
Chief Gant.
Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was...
Me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant.
If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. Well, he had a bunch of evidence in his thing.
I just found this in a safe in Chief Gant's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him?
Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder.
Why not?
Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate.
In the murder of Detective Goodman.
Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car.
Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman.
Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body.
The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife?
No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it.
The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife.
I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife.
That would be Edgeworth's knife.
That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that's the reason for the bandage on your right hand.
Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in.
Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly?
It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means possible.
So, you hid Dark's knife.
The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. And Edgeworth's exhaust pipe.
Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler.
You asked Emma.
I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this.
That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence.
Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling?
The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall.
To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him?
The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own.
Oh, you mean...
Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands.
he disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence?
He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared.
So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room?
I'm afraid that's all I can tell you.
But Lana!
You've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow.
Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything.
I said no! I said don't bring it up!
Detective Goodman's real murderer.
Do you understand that, Mr. Wright? Because I just said I'm being, like, I can't.
And what went down in
Gant
the
doesn't
chief's
want
office
me
2
to-
years ago.
Gant doesn't really want me to do that. And also, I don't want that case to... Let's
Be
go.
continued.
To be continued. Save your
Alright.
progress up to this point. There's someone else here. But sorry, we're done. We're done. But yeah, next is the final day. If you want to come back tomorrow, we're gonna play at 3. If you want to come back, that'd be fun.
And yeah, that'll be the last
That'll be
trial.
the last trial. And we'll do that later.
Alright.
But for now, we're gonna go, because it's 7:40. It's 7:40 p.m.
Maybe, when we do, like, long cases like this, in the future, like, when we know that there are gonna be long days, we should start the days a little earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure that out later, though. But yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye! Oh god, sorry.
Alright. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.